So if it's really true that everybody's about to just lose their jobs, and robots have taken over, and there's nothing we can do about artificial intelligence because it's coming for everyone and everything at all levels, why even bother? Why even try? Isn't it all just for naught? For the last 2 years now, I have been diligently studying computer science, going back to school, retrying my hand at the old college. Meanwhile, being a 35-year-old man, single father, trying to raise a child in this crazy, tumultuous world, watching the entire world try to speedrun World War III itself, watching the economy do dips and dives harder than I ever did when I was in gymnastics. And to top it all off, the number one threat, the biggest existential dread in the entire world, artificial intelligence and robotics, taking over the market, dominating the economy, and completely destroying the working class in America. The old tropey saying within the industry anyways is that out of all the talk of talking toasters replacing everybody at the workplace, the one field in particular that probably actually has to actually worry about all of this is the very field that is building it. Its own doom, its own inevitable demise at the hands of itself, no less. Software engineering, computer programming, computer science is probably and most likely the singular major field to be completely overtaken by artificial intelligence. Now, currently as it stands, the robots can code, and the robots can code all right. It's certainly lacking a lot of key features and a lot of key distinctions that separate human ingenuity from just another automated press machine spitting out the answers. But each day it gets better. Each day it grows stronger. And each day it learns faster and faster and faster. The amount that this technology is innovating on itself, it's astounding. It is revolutionary. And I don't say that lightly hearted, okay? I know there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of huff and a lot of fluff around artificial intelligence and robotics. So then why? Why even bother, Jay? Why do all this? Why go through all this? Why put yourself through this? You have a kid to raise. What are you doing? The computer science industry for the last roughly 3 years, give or take, has been going through a very negative down spiral. We've been seeing massive layoffs, massive hiring freezes, and basically a complete and total seizure of the expansion of the industry itself. Now, the damning and ironic part of all of this is that while there seems to be an economic tightening, if you will, on the amount of specialists and programmers that the industry can afford to have, conversely and disproportionately, there's a major and massive continual explosion and expansion of general software in the everyday lives of people like you and me and everyone else all around. Software is only growing. It is only becoming more and more necessary for day-to-day life. Meanwhile, the very people who run the code are becoming fewer and fewer, far in between. And this is purely just economic standpoints. Now you start to factor in existential dreads and existential crises like artificial intelligence, and the numbers are not looking good. Now, one of the other things I've been constantly kind of talking about in these talks is that, meanwhile, over on the school front, schools are losing more and more and more students each and every single term. This is no longer an annual estimate. This is a quarter by quarter tracking. The bigwigs and the pompous intellectuals up in the higher echelons of higher academia are very, very, very well aware of what COVID did to them and the fact that they still haven't recovered from it. So what happens when all this comes together? Huh? What happens when we take a dying, decaying industry that's rapidly speedrunning its own death, combine that with a rapidly dying middle-aged man who's trying to speedrun his own death, and what do you get, folks? What do you get? I'll tell you what you get. You get human progress. You get achievement. You get living the American dream. This is what it's all about, people. It's not about win or lose. It's not about what's going to happen in a 5-year projection from now. It's not about who's being voted into office. It's about getting out of bed and going and fucking doing something with yourself. Because what's the alternative, right? Sure, I'd be at home taking care of my boy. I'd be doing something good, something progressive. But also just be sitting there on my fat ass, hating life, hating myself, and wishing I was out there doing more. So, yeah, you know what? I'll take this alternative. It might be more chaotic, and the world could fucking end tomorrow. And for all I know, these very hands could be the cause of it too. But nobody knows tomorrow, and nobody's promised tomorrow either. So I'm just gonna keep living, and I'm just gonna keep doing, and I'm just gonna keep coding. And either way, hopefully I'll see you on the other side.